I use the DAT power load board. I'm gonna show you how to navigate around it. I'm gonna show you some strategies to use before booking a load. And with that being said, let's get started. So when you first log into the DAT load board, you're gonna see this, and you want to go into search loads. So today we're gonna be looking for a load for a dry van trailer. That's a 53-foot trailer. So I already got it in there. V stands for van. Your origin, that's the destination that you're coming out of. I'm out of Atlanta, so I'm gonna put it in Atlanta. Oh, whoops, I'm doing it in the wrong place. Atlanta, Georgia. The destination, I'm gonna leave open because I just want to see what's out there available. That's the date that I'm looking for the load. Deadhead origin means how many miles it is from the destination that I'm going. I'm gonna put 75 miles. I don't really like to send a driver no further than 75 miles outside of Atlanta for like the Deadhead origin. And just to say I was for the Deadhead destination, just to say I was sending the driver to Houston, Texas, and I put 75 miles right there. That would be, I'm looking for loads that can get the driver within 75 miles of Houston, Texas. FP, this stands for full or partial load. As you can see, we want full loads. The length is 53 feet, and the weight is 45,000. Now, let me tell you a little secret to that. When you're doing your weight, the lighter the load is going to be the less wear and tear on that driver's truck. Like on his tires, the lighter the load, that driver going to get better gas mileage, everything. So when you looking up these loads, I always remember the lighter the load, that's the less wear and tear on the driver, and the less gas money that driver gonna have to spend. Because the goal is for you to make money and that driver to make money. And if he ain't spending a lot of money in gas, he making money. So I'm gonna search back. I'm gonna go back 7 hours. Okay. Now here are the loads. Now, one thing, before I even start looking at these loads or anything, I always come up here to DAT trend lines. So you can go to Google, you can put in DAT trend lines, come to this website. Since we are looking for a van, I'm gonna do national van rates. And this is gonna kind of give me, so I know what the van drivers are getting in certain areas. So like I'm in the Atlanta area, so I know that I can look at this and say, okay, I know I need to at least be getting my driver $2.24 a mile. I'm gonna try to get him higher than that, but you can see it up around over in this area is 240, 269, up north 214. But where we at right now in Atlanta, coming out of Atlanta, we're gonna be trying to get at least minimum $2.24. So, and you can get it for if you was clicking for flatbed, it'll show you flatbed rates, reefer rates. So I always come here first, just so you know what you're looking for. So I'm gonna go back to van. All right, so now we're gonna go back to the load board. Age. You see this green area right here? That means they just put these up. These are loads that just came in, and the further you go down, the longer they've been on the load board. And they'll scratch them off when the loads get booked too. Pickup, that's the day you picking up the load. V stands for van, dry van. VR stands for van or reefer. So that means if you're a reefer driver, you still can pick this up. You just gonna have to turn your refrigerator off. Uh, Deadhead, like I said, wherever the destination that it's coming out of. So it's a 69-mile deadhead from Rome, Georgia, to get this load. The total trip from the origin to the destination is 631 miles. This is the broker who has the load. This is their contact number. Like I said, we're looking for 53 feet in length, and here's the weight. The CS stands for credit, the broker's credit, and DTP stands for days to pay. Now, I really only deal with drivers that they got factoring, because if they got a factoring company, and as you can see right here, they got factor, so that means that this load can be factored. That driver can be paid, will be paid within 24 hours if he has a factoring company. Now, what I like about this load board is you can optimize it. And I know y'all want this, what everybody want to see, the money. So you click up here, it'll put from the highs to the lowest. Now, just because, well, please don't do this. Just because you see something with a high rate, that does not mean that you need to be booking that load. Just because it's a high rate. And so, and let me teach y'all how to figure out what your rate per mile is gonna be. I'm gonna minimize this for a second. Then I'm gonna open up a calculator. So, like for this load right here, coming out of Beaufort, Georgia, going to Kent, Washington, it's 2,694 miles. You're going to divide that. Well, first of all, I should have did it. Let me clear this out. I should have did it the other way. You're going to divide the rate 5,450 divided by 2,694. Okay, so that's going to get you about $2.02 a mile. This is how you're going to figure out your rate. Now, generally, I like to look for loads between 500 to 600 miles. I like something that I can send my driver to, and he can drop off the next day in the morning and be picking up another load in the morning. But then again, it all depends on how the driver want to run. Some drivers want these big loads. So let's try to find a load. I'm just looking for something. Okay, like this one. Well, that's a 62-mile deadhead. Let me see if I can find something a little bit closer. But I don't have to deadhead that far. That's good. Okay, this Atlanta, Georgia, right here. Atlanta, Georgia to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. A driver can do about 650 miles in a day. If he a beast, he can knock this out. So this right here, y'all, this gonna be y'all best friend. This is telling me right here that you need to at least be asking for $2.92 a mile when you call that broker. So for all y'all that don't know how to negotiate, this is what you need to be asking for when you call that broker. And if you click down right here, it's gonna tell you in the last 15 to 30 days, this is what drivers been getting. So he offering 1,600. So when I call this broker off the rip, I'm asking for $2,000. That's what I'm asking for. So how you gonna do that? You gonna call the broker? He gonna pick up the phone. Well, I mean, once they pick up the phone, first thing they gonna say, you gonna say, I'm calling for the load that you got going from Atlanta, Georgia to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. They gonna say, what's your MC number? They gonna check your MC, make sure everything all right. And they gonna come back. They gonna tell you about the load. They gonna tell you how much it weighs, how long it is, and they gonna say, well, the rate we got on it is 1,600. I'm gonna say, can you do a little bit better than that? I'm gonna say because the spot market is $292 a mile, and I know over the last 15, 30 days, drivers been getting right at 2,000 to do this. So can I get to? Can we get that up to 2,000? Or you can even ask for 2,100. Do 2,200. So that way, if they take 200, they come down $200. You right at 2,000. But like I said, this is going to be your best friend. Now, but before I book this load, I want to come back and check how many loads that I can find in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. So I'm gonna do a new search, and I'm looking for van loads. Okay, as you can see, we got a lot of loads coming out, that's coming out of Pennsylvania or close to Pennsylvania. And you always want to check this before you send your driver somewhere, because you don't want to send him somewhere that you ain't going to be able to find a load coming out, because he's going to end up spending more gas trying to drive out that area that ain't got no loads. He can potentially almost even have to drive to a whole nother state just to get out that bad area to get a load. So you never want that to happen. And also, I'm finna show you one more trick. So you would come over here and you would hit market conditions map. I already got this open. So, and like I said, I'm out of Atlanta, Georgia, and this is gonna tell you what areas are hot and cold. The blue mean ain't hardly no loads coming out of there. Red, I mean, like I said, it's a hot area. So right here, like at Atlanta, Georgia, like you can see it's in the red. And if I come down like right here, current, it's telling me it's 580 loads in Atlanta, Georgia, and the truck count is 68 drivers. So that means that when these 68 drivers get these loads right here, it's going to be almost 500 loads that's unaccounted for. And that's what you need to know right there, because this is a trucker's market right here. Now, if it was the other way around, it would be a broker's market. Look, so brokers right now, they literally in a bidding war, trying to get these loads booked, because they know it's not that many drivers in the area. So this is when you bust the broker head. I mean, like I say, the more information you know, you're gonna win the negotiation. So you need to know how many loads coming out of the area, how many trucks are in the area. Now, say that was 580 trucks and only 68 loads. Now the broker know it ain't that many loads in this area, so he can lowball you, or he can really make that give you a low rate. But if you come to this, you study the market, and you look at these areas. So like right now, coming out of Atlanta, I would either be sending my drivers in this area right here or going down toward Texas. That's where I would be sending them, because these are hot areas. But like I said though, before you send a drive on a load, always, and I mean always, check to see if it's loads coming out of that area. And generally, what I like to see, it need to be between 175 or more loads coming out of that area. If it's saying it's only like 100 or less, I mean that might be kind of hard trying to get that drive out. But if it's 150, 200 or better, you got pretty good chances of finding the load. And like I said, do not be always trying to hit a home run out here. I mean, don't do it. And like I said, I like a load that I can pick up Monday morning. I'm gonna have my driver drop it off Tuesday morning. So hopefully he can drop it off between 7 and 9 o'clock. He leaving. 10 o'clock he picking up another load. Tuesday morning at 10 o'clock he picking up another load. He dropping that load off Wednesday morning, and then he picking up another load Wednesday morning by 10 o'clock. And we just keep it in rotation. And every time you do that, just basically think about it. You picking up new money. That's what you're doing. You're getting new money. And when you book, when you're booking these loads, always when you're on the telephone with a broker, you need to be looking at like this $150, $200 phone call or higher that you doing. I mean, you can. I mean, just to say you was making $15 an hour. If you got to work 10 hours just to make 150. You can make that in one phone call doing this. One phone call, y'all. I mean, that's it. And this is a $1 billion industry. I mean, it's plenty of loads out here that you can get what you want. You got your pickings, but just make sure you put a. I'm just trying to say how to put this. Just make sure you're looking at your market rate, your DAT trend line, and like I say, don't be coming on here always trying to get the home run. Figure out what your driver rate per mile is. I showed you how to figure that out. You divide the rate by the mileage, and that's gonna give you the rate per mile. And so just to say you book one of these loads, when you call a broker, I'm gonna explain this in the next video, but you won't either have to send him over a carrier agreement if your driver has not been signed up with it, and he's gonna send you a rate card, and you're gonna have to sign that and send it back to him and send that to your driver. But in the next video, I'm gonna go over great detail about that. Now, I know y'all know somebody out there right now who unemployed, like due to this COVID, or are going through it right now. If they got a computer at home, y'all need to show them this video. Y'all need to tell them about this video and these videos that I'm putting out. And I'm gonna keep putting out more, because I just don't feel like it's right for me to charge you $200, $300, $600 when somebody just at the kindness of their heart sit me down I mean, I met a lady and I was changing the oil. She asked me what I do. I said I work in the warehouse. She said I'm about to change your life, and I said what? She's like yeah. She's like once you come work for me. I was like doing what? She was like booking loads. She said if you don't want to work for me, just let me show you how to do it. I was like for real. And long story short, she taught. But with that being said, like I said, come on here. You can get your 30-day trial. And just look on YouTube. You can put a 30-day trial for DAT. And I mean, it's a couple of people on there. I mean, you can click on their links. Once I get the subscribers up and all that, I start the affiliate thing with them too. But oh yeah, let me tell y'all one last thing. All I want from y'all is two things: a like and subscribe.